Hey everyone, welcome to Honest Bee by G. I'm G and I review everything cruelty free. Today we're going to talk about what you should and should not buy at the Sephora VIB sale this season in terms of skincare. So in terms of launches and brands, I think this year has been huge for skincare. Before we start, I also want to use a disclaimer that says that I personally suffer from something called systemic lupus, and one of the major organs that's involved is my skin. I also am allergic to all of these different ingredients, which makes skincare really hard. All of my product recommendations will not include these ingredients because if I can't personally put it on my face, I do not recommend it to you. So let's dive into everything that does work because I have a ton of options for you guys, and it's also a really good reminder that when you cut things out, I don't want you to feel limited. We don't have less. I want to open more doors and more possibilities and let you know that there's 100% a cruelty-free and vegan, sans, fragrance, and citrus, and whatever is option for you. Going in order of my general routine, I'm gonna start with my double cleanse, and I only do my double cleanse at night because I do have dry skin. And if you have any kind of sensitive skin or eczema, I 100% recommend your first step, your first oil cleanser, as the Inkey List Oat Cleansing Balm. If you have extremely oily skin, this might feel a little bit too thick and too much for you, but if your skin type is anything similar to mine, so I'd say normal, combo, and dry, you would really like this. It's extremely inexpensive and it gets off all my makeup. It's a great first step and it's really good just to massage your face, get all that makeup off, get all the gunk off, and it leaves your skin really, really oily and not feeling so stripped for your next cleanse. If you're looking for a really basic but nourishing second cleanser, I always recommend this one, and it's the Youth to the People Superfood Cleanser. It's definitely on the pricier side, but you are paying for much better ingredients, better packaging, a sustainable brand that has really amazing values. It's, I would argue, probably one of the most sustainable brands available at Sephora, and probably one of the most sustainable skincare brands out there, dare I say. But I think this is the perfect time to purchase something like this because it is a little bit more on the pricey side. I believe it's $36 for this, but I will also say that this lasts you like a year, maybe more. It lasts forever. You're suffering with some kind of acne and you want something just a little bit stronger, I like to go in with the Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser. I would say do a patch test on something like this first because salicylic acid can be a really strong chemical exfoliant, so just be careful. Even though I have sensitive skin, it works for me, and I typically use it more in my chin area where I tend to break out with more hormonal acne than I do anything else, and I only use it as needed. If you're like me and you would prefer a toner with a little bit of a chemical exfoliant in it, then I definitely recommend the Biossance Squalane and BHA Pore Minimizing Toner. A lot of people are probably used to seeing a holy grail as something like this, the Paula's Choice BHA. This has salicylic acid in it, and again, that can be really strong if you have sensitive skin, and it can actually be stripping and actually cause even more acne. So I think a much better option is the Biossance one. It's a lot more gentle, and with that squalane oil in it, it's still going to be nourishing. It doesn't feel stripping. It actually leaves just a small amount of a really hydrating, lightweight oil on the face that's going to help with the rest of your skincare routine. And if you like a lot of Biossance skincare, I think it just plays nicely with the whole line, but it also works if you use other brands as well. I would use this as maybe an essence or a rehydrator, or anyone that has sensitive skin and maybe wants a really simple routine. Or if you have an extensive routine and you just like to kind of touch up with some form of facial mist, this has to probably be my favorite product of 2021. Woo! Awards, confettis, yay. This is the Tower Beauty SOS for Save Our Skin Daily Rescue Facial Spray. And if you look at the ingredients, you're gonna be like, it's basically water. I'm not sure what it is. I know that it works miracles and it works. This is the only product that instantly soothes and also reduces almost immediately the redness. This also comes in a travel size, so if you want a trial, I definitely recommend get the little travel size. That's what I did at first, just to make sure that it even did anything on my skin. And then I got this one, and then because it was on sale and they offer this jumbo version, it's $68, which I know is a lot. But you also get the percentage off depending on which tier you're at. And you can refill this, so it's also going to be a little bit more climate friendly because you're reducing your plastic, and I think it can refill 4 of these. You're saving, I don't know how much, math. You're saving a lot. This is my absolute favorite, so if you take anything away from this video, you need this. Vitamin C is one of the most tricky products for me to find because everyone hears vitamin C and wants to stick lemons in it. And it's very frustrating because I am super allergic to the touch to anything with lemons. It just wants to kill me. I'm just gonna get to it. It is the Biossance Squalane Vitamin C Oil. This is not sponsored by Biossance. And I have more, oh my God, I've got a lot more coming up. It works for my skin. This also comes in lots of trial sizes. So if you're unsure about spending, I think it's like $72. I'm sorry. Do the trial size, and then I definitely recommend getting this, or if you have to get it the next VIB, that's fine. Put this on your radar for sure. This next item is like an exfoliating, resurfacing type of serum. You don't do it every day, and it's Biossance again, so it's going to be the Squalane and Lactic Acid Resurfacing Serum. I just really like it. It has a bit of a burn at first, which made me really nervous because it does feel very similar kind of to an allergic reaction. But when my skin really needs something a little bit tougher, and I'm not too keen on physical exfoliants, when I need something to brighten and just my vitamin C and my retinol just isn't quite up to par, or I've been really bad about my skincare routine and I need to kind of refreshen, I think this is great. And you can kind of do it every other day at first, and you can lessen down to maybe once a week. I think this has really amazing results, and I know people with both dry to oily skin that really like this product. Okay, moving on with another product that is specifically meant to just be done a few times a week max, or an as needed, and that is going to be the Youth to the People Superclay Purify and Clear Power Mask. And I like it because it has niacinamide in it, so it's a exfoliant that's not as aggressive as something like a salicylic acid. You only leave this on your face for about maximum 10 minutes. If you've got really sensitive skin, maybe do 5 and work your way up to 10. And this is going to be another kind of exfoliator that I'd say is less powerful than this. I'd also say this one is geared a little bit more towards your oily areas, so either your T-zone or like me where I get more hormonal on my chin. I'll really only focus it there. I don't need it on my forehead where it's really dry, or over here on my cheeks at all. It's really helpful just right around here for me. Before I continue on to some of my all-time favorites, make sure that you guys are subscribed, hit that like button, ring the bell so that you're notified when I reappear from my 5-month hiatus, so that I can continue to curate content for what you want, because that's what it's all about. And let's keep going on to the next product. There's a newer brand that's at Sephora now that you have to check out, especially if you have dark spots, hyperpigmentation, any kind of acne scarring on your face, and that is the Topicals Faded Dark Spot Serum thing. But here's a picture of it. I really love this brand. It's all sustainable packaging, and there's the little turnkey accessory you can buy. And what happens is, just like a toothpaste or whatever, you can twist it and it really gets all the product out. So they're making sure that it twists up the aluminum packaging. So it's also a much more sustainable brand, which I love. And I really think you guys have to check this out if that is something that you are suffering with. If you have a compromised skin barrier, or you like the Crave Great Barrier Relief, or maybe you have heard of it and have been interested in trying it, that's not at Sephora, but one that is very similar that is at Sephora that I've recycled and don't have with me is the Glow Recipe Avocado facial repair. It looks like this. Don't put real avocados on your face. I don't care what any celebrity tells you, but that's disgusting. I use this product the most when I feel like my skin is extremely irritated, or maybe I've used too many actives, again, you have a compromised skin barrier, there's extra inflammation, so I'm just going to double cleanse and then maybe use this product and then a moisturizer and go to bed so that I can kind of re-heal my skin, let it regenerate, and then I can go back into any of my targeted products. I really love this product for it, and a little bit goes an extremely long way, and you don't need it every day. This is more of your backup first aid kit type of thing. Because of my dry skin, I'm pretty picky on a moisturizer. I need something during the day that's going to sit well with my makeup, and it's going to play nicely with a sunscreen, which we'll get to. And I really like the Biossance Probiotic Gel Moisturizer. I really like that this formula is also similar to the Tower 28 Mist, is targeted for redness and inflammation, and because that's something that I suffer with, I find that this is extremely soothing, almost like putting like aloe straight on your face after a sunburn. That's kind of the feeling that this gives me. It's actually completely empty, and I'm waiting on my Sephora order I just put, and I think I've bought this like 5 or 6 times. That's a lot of money. I also really like to reuse all of their packaging. I make little candles with them. I use them to store and hold my jewelry, and sometimes I even use them in my kitchen for either some spices or if I want like a dipping sauce or something for my salad or whatever. I really like to reuse these. They're really, really nice containers. For the morning, you guys know how picky I am on sunscreen, and I'm going to do a whole nother video of best of 2021 for that. It's another Biossance. The Biossance Squalane Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen is one of my favorite formulations of all sunscreens because I love the squalane oil because it gives you that kind of dewy glow before you put on your makeup. It does not leave a white cast. I think it blends into the skin beautifully. I wish there was an SPF 50 version. It is an SPF 30. That's just because I'm really sensitive to the sun. It just, I think, is one of the most gentle formulas as far as sinking into the skin rather than just feeling like there's a layer on top. And then if you go to put on makeup, it kind of moves around. This one doesn't do that. And again, if you're a Biossance lover like me, it just plays so beautifully with all the other Biossance products, but it also plays nicely when I use other brands as well. Look at the Biossance. This is not nearly enough sunscreen, but I just want to show you how it goes on white and how quickly it shears out. I mean, that's really fast. I get really chapped lips, and as we're entering kind of fall and I guess winter for other people, I don't know, I live in Florida, what's winter? But I do get chapped lips really easily, and I do like this Biossance, the Rose Vegan Lip Balm. I don't know about anyone else, but I really, really, really struggle finding a thick, nourishing lip balm that's not like a $30 little glass pod, because I don't really like to dip my finger in it because I think your fingers are gross and I want to know I can just swipe it on. It's really hard to find one that's vegan because a lot of people put either honey or beeswax in it to kind of thicken it up. A lot of products use lanolin, which is the oil secreted from sheeps. Check out my video on non-vegan ingredients if you want to learn more about this. I talk way more in depth about it. So here's another Biossance product. This is the unscented Squalane Caffeine Toning Body Cream. I really like this again after a shower. If you have dry, sensitive skin or eczema or struggle with any other kind of skin issues, I do think it's definitely gentle enough to use everywhere. I don't know if it'll necessarily target and fix those issues like an eczema rash, but it definitely is soothing and nice. I really like it after, like I said, shaving, or if I feel like my skin's been particularly dry due to the weather outside. The last product is kind of a bonus product, but I love it. I'm obsessed with it, and I have it in my purse at all times, is the Biossance hand sanitizer. And I like it because it still has that squalane oil in it, and that's going to be more nourishing on your hands. So when people are like, oh, my hands are so dry because of all the alcohol that's in there, this doesn't give it that feeling. You feel nice and clean. Cruelty-free, vegan, yeah, all those Purell and stuff. It's filled with fragrance. They test on animals. It's terrible, and it's really actually bad on your hands, and that's going to strip your cuticles, strip your hands, make them feel nice and dry and cracked, and no one likes that. I don't. If you do, I mean, that's your thing, but yeah, I like this. Okay, so I'm going to talk, I think I only have 2 products that I don't recommend, and I kind of talked about it before, which is the Paula's Choice, and one, I don't like it because I think that it can be stripping on really sensitive skin, and 2, Paula's Choice is no longer on my Honest Bee by G approved list. I will get more into that later, but I am dropping all of Paula's Choice products at this time due to them jumping in on the Leaping Bunny pilot program and entering into the Chinese market. And while Leaping Bunny and the new pilot program are not being transparent about how that is working and enforcing that no animal testing is going on, they haven't been able to give me an answer. I've sent several emails. I have other creators that have been sending emails. the fact that none of us are getting any answers really bothers me. So if you can't give me a clear answer, I'm not gonna have you on my list. And then you guys are gonna be so proud of me. The other one I didn't like is Biossance. This is their Squalane Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum. I didn't think it did much for my dark spots, and I just love this formula so much for my dry skin. I felt like this was more expensive and didn't give me enough results the way that this felt on my skin. If you're looking to target dark spots, go back to my product that I recommended earlier about the Faded product, because that works a lot better than this does. All right, I think I've covered everything, all of my secrets, all of my holy grails. Did we do it? Did we get there? Okay. Let me know if you guys have any comments below. Again, as a reminder, all of these are unscented, fragrance-free, do not contain any citrus, cinnamon, peppermint. They're all vegan, all cruelty-free, and almost all of them come from much more sustainable brands or are part of the clean brands or clean plus planet positive, planet friendly. That's a tongue twister. Oh my God. Clean plus planet positive pledge thing. Yes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy shopping, and I'll see you later. Bye.